Hello guys, this is Kazar bringing you tank review. This time we're gonna review the last of mine, but not last. Oh, no, not even last of mine tanks of the tier 8 medium tanks, cause I have the Indian Panzer, but that's a whole different story. We will review my Centurion Mk.1 overall as a Centurion Mk.1. Of course, Facebook has to go off. So the Centurion Mk.1 is a tier 8 British medium tank, positioned behind the Comet, which is a perfect tier 7. If it had a little bit more penetration, it would be just a godsend tank, but unfortunately they did not allow that. It only has 148, which is a little bit on the low side though. And this tank, you get one tier higher and you get a gun that has 226 average penetration, but we'll get into that after some time. So first off, general stats: 1450 hit points. That's quite good. We can compare it to the Indian Panzer, 1,300, so that's not much. The Pershing I think has 1,350, and the Panther had a little bit more. Let's see how much Panther has. Panther tank, there you are. 1.3. But with the upgraded turret I think you get the same amount as this. Don't remember honestly. I did a Panther review last week, so you can check that out if you're interested in the Panther. But going further, 45 tons and a 48 ton maximum load limit. You can see I don't have full equipment, so that's roughly how heavy our fully trained Centurion is. 750 horsepower engine. That doesn't give us the 20:1 horsepower to ton ratio, but we can work with it. The speed limit is quite low, only 40 kilometers per hour, and the traverse speed is an amazing 36 traverse speed. But combining the traverse speed with the turret traverse speed, which both are 36, gives us a nice 72? Yeah, 72 total traverse. Of course, it's nothing compared to the Russian hundreds of traverse speeds, but overall, I think it's enough. I think it's just about where it should be. So, armor. 76 millimeters in the front of the hull, and 51 on the side, and 38 in the back. 165 in the front of the turret, 112 on the sides and the back. Now, what I can say about armor: if you have a shot on a Centurion, always shoot it in the front. Never try to shoot it in the turret, always go for the hull, if you can of course, if he's not hull down. Why? This tank is actually an amazing hull down tank. The turret maybe only has 165 armor, but if you pay a closer look, see that? Sloped nicely, very angled slope. The sides are also rounded and sloped. So if the Centurion is looking exactly at you, there's not a lot of spaces that you can shoot it. The gun mantlet soaks up shots without damage. The machine gun port maybe is a weak spot. I honestly very rarely get penetrated into the turret. Honestly, if I get penetrated in the turret, it's a gold round over here and this plate, or someone just takes a shot exactly where the gun mantlet ends, and that's where you would want to hit if you have to shoot it in the front. Because you can see the commander's hatch is barely visible at all. The loader's hatch is non-important, you don't see it even. But as I said, the hull is ginormous and it's weak. It's made of paper. If you get a hit over here or over here, you're gonna get an ammo racking hit on the Centurion. Also, if you hit on the hull behind the tracks, also it has a little bit of spaced armor on the sides, but that's like very low amount of spaced armor. That's basically protection from HE shells. And the back of the Centurion is obviously a huge weak spot. On the side of the turret you can get decent shots if the Centurion is looking on the side, you can penetrate it quite easily over here. Don't try to shoot those buckets on the sides, those things, because there are no damage hitbox, so you won't do damage to the Centurion if you shoot it on the sides. It's like that T-29's is in all aspects. So yeah, obviously there's not a lot to speak of weak spots. As I said, the hull will always get hit, and that's the downside you get with the British tanks. You're gonna have a very weak hull up until tier 10, where you get, actually, let's see how many, 121, so still nothing, but it's very well sloped, and almost 200 turret armor, but it's not important, honestly. So yeah, that's that. 400 view range, that's quite nice for a tier 9. You can see that tier 7. You can see that my tier 9 pattern with everything unlocked has 410, so only 10 meters more. So a properly scanned crew can reach a quite good view range, and you're gonna get the same view range as the pattern on the Centurion 7-1 with the upgraded turret, I think. Yeah, 410 exactly. So both of those tanks are very similar. Overall, American tanks and British tanks play very similar, just the British are way more accurate with rather faster firing guns. And I think like the pattern has a problem with its turret, that you can see it's sloped, it should bounce a lot, but honestly I take shots like butter. Everything goes in. On the Centurion though, nothing like that is happening, even though it has more armor on the turret, maybe that's why. But that's a whole different story, we're gonna get into that. Some people think this is a driver's hatch. That's incorrect. Don't shoot that, that's not a weak spot. That is actually a sunscreen for the viewports, that they can cover up the viewports. This is the driver's hatch. If you shoot here and penetrate, you're gonna knock off the driver. And yeah, that's about what I can say. Oh, of course, the standard signal range of 750, so nothing all that impressive over there. So, let's go into the research tree. Once you get the Centurion, you're not gonna get a lot of things from the Comet. Basically, the gun that you're gonna get is the stock gun, the 77mm gun Mark II. I wouldn't recommend going for the 17 pounder, because it's the Black Prince guns. If you have the British Black Prince, the heavy tank, tier 7 or tier 8? No, he's tier 7. Let's just check. Yeah, it's tier 7, so if you have a fully upgraded Black Prince, you're gonna have this gun on this tank. Which, if, in all honesty, you can start out with that. It's way more penetration than the Centurion's gun, and damage is fairly the same. Rate of fire is fairly the same, but you get more penetration. So you can do quite a bit of damage with that. But first of all, you want to get the tracks. The tracks are essential for this tank. They increase your mobility. I don't know if you get the first engine. Cromwell, Comet. Yeah, you get this first engine from the Comet. But the second upgrade is, well, if you have the heavy line again, then from the Carnarvon or the Conqueror. Well, Carnarvon because it's tier 8 and the Conqueror is tier 9. You can get this engine. But if not, and you're gonna use it on the Centurion 7-1. But if not, then that's not that much of a important upgrade. First the tracks, then the turret. The turret is a substantial difference. The stock turret is horrible. It's from the Mk.1. A funny fact, I'm gonna talk about it later. So you have like 20 view range increase, 2 degrees less traverse speed. Of course this turret is heavier because it has way more armor. You can see that basically this thing has in front roughly almost as much as this has in the sides, so there's not a lot of talk, just get this turret ASAP. And makes the Centurion look nice. Like this is the stock turret that you see on the picture, and the one that I have is the upgraded one. and the upgraded one only allows you to use the 20-pounder gun. So then you get the gun. The gun is essential for this tank. The 20-pounder Type A barrel is just so important that you cannot imagine. This gun has 226 millimeters of penetration with 230 average damage, 7.5 rate of fire, that's quite nice, 0.35 accuracy, that's very good, and 2.3 aiming time. The aiming time could be a little bit lower, but then again, it's not that much of a nuisance. The radio, yeah, radio, same thing. If you have the heavy line, you're gonna get it. If not, you're gonna have to unlock it. Also on the TD line, you can get it. So tracks, turret, gun, engine, radio. If you want to be on lighters like me, I spent 15,000 experience just to get this gun. So once I start grinding out the British heavy line, I won't have to grind on the Black Prince for the next gun. I will already have the top gun on it unlocked. And then it's just 165 for the Centurion 7-1. /1. So, as for equipment, of course I carry a gun rammer and vents. The third slot, I would say, like, it's all due to personal preference. I honestly don't want to put the third slot item right now because it's just a waste of money. But I would recommend either a vertical stabilizer to get your turret rotation and accuracy on the move. But also another bad idea would be the enhanced gun laying drive, decreasing your overall aiming time by 10%. That's quite good. Some people like to play with coated optics to get this view range even more up. So you can spot quite efficiently. Remember, you have 400 view range. That's quite significant on tier 8. So if you have that kind of range and your radio operator and commander have the skills to extend your view range even more, you can easily reach quite a good amount of view range. But I noticed a lot of people are complaining about the ammo rack on this tank, and it's true, it's a little bit of a nuisance. So I actually started out with, when I had the first gun, I started out with a wet ammo rack, but I moved it to my Indian Panzer, which is just even more notorious for getting blown up. So a wet ammo rack is a good idea on the start. If you have one lying around, you don't have to think about it much. I would put it in this tank and then maybe change it once the situation requires. Equipment is standard on all of my tanks. You can go for the gasoline to get a little bit more speed out of this, but I wouldn't say that it's required. The Centurion is quite a slow medium tank, but the speed is perfectly fitted for what it's supposed to do. And, well, crew. It's only 4 crew members. Obvious choice for commander is 6 cents. For the driver, snapshot or clutch braking. Eventually you want to also have the ground resistance. Oh, sorry, this is the gunner. So he has snapshot, and honestly after that I would go for repairs or camouflage. Camouflage actually can help on this tank quite a lot. Brothers in Arms is obvious. If you have 3 skills, just give everyone Brother in Arms. That's how I do it. If everyone has 3 skills, give the first skill as Brother in Arms, second skill the skills that I have right now, third skills is repairs or camouflage. So here we have the driver. Driver is already with clutch braking and smooth ride to increase even more the accuracy on the move, and off-road driving wouldn't be a bad idea to even more push what the British are known for. The British have very good ground resistance statistics. That's why the tanks, they don't have the biggest horsepower engines, but they can get in places where normal tanks have problems. The Centurion doesn't stop, almost never. It just goes on a rampage everywhere I can go, where I want, how I want, and position myself to get some shots. And Mr. the loader is of course safe stowage, and then it's all up to you what you want to put into him. He's also the radio operator, so situational awareness for that extended view range. And yeah, that's really it. You get this, and then first broaden in arms, safe stowage, situational awareness, repairs or camouflage, depends on how you want to play this tank even more. I'm gonna leave this tank, so I'm gonna have a lot of skills on this crew. So that's the crew. Now, thing that I didn't say is this tank has very good gun depression. As most of the medium tanks on the British line, he has very good gun depression, allowing him to go over a hill and just point the gun downwards, get itself in the hold down position. People will, if you position yourself like I shown you from the side, that there's a hill over here and you're looking down, because your gun will go down enough to allow those shots. Look at the angle. It's a perfectly out of bounds zone, and those parts are just becoming like this. It's very hard to hit a hold down Centurion using its gun depression. You gotta be wary of one thing though. Artillery will one hit you 90% of the time if they actually focus on you. Archie is notoriously known for aiming at Centurions because they are so weak armored. If a shell goes into you, it's gonna hit for full damage and you're gonna get blown up. I had games where I was just obliterated in the first hit. Just to show you an example of what can you expect of the Centurion if you know how to play it, there it is. I have 173 games in it with a 59% win ratio, with an efficiency of 7. 1440 with an average damage of 1.5 almost, and almost 900 average experience. Just to give you an example of the experience, my M103, the most played tank that I had, has 900. The IS2 has a little bit more. It almost has a 70, almost 80 more, but most of my tanks don't even reach that kind of experience. They're like way behind, like the Patton 800. The Types had 800, the Panther had 800. You can see I'm getting a lot more experience with this tank. And almost 1.5 thousand damage per battle with 240 average damage, so that's quite significant. As I said, I had games when I died right off the bat, but most of the times I win a game or survive a game and get about 1,000 experience out of the game. So yeah, well, that's it in the garage, I think. And we'll talk about the tank even more in the game, so I'll see you in the game. So here we are in the game. I'm playing with Gold and Clownlord. We are playing on Clip. This is a tier 9, 4 tier 9 game, and the rest are tier 8s and some tier 7s. So roughly a tier 8 heavy game. And a very good game to go full down. What I wanted to talk about concerning this tank. The Centurion tank was one of the most used and most popular tanks after World War II. It was the king tank of the Cold War era. The British actually fought in the Korean War, and Americans loved the Centurions on the battlefield. They really thought that this tank is such an amazing machine. A lot of countries bought it after the war. Because, just to give you an example, to have an idea, there were 20 versions of this tank. So right now I'm playing the Mk.1, so the very first, but this turret is from the Mark, I think 3. So already you can see that we skipped 3 marks. And the British Army was notorious for upgrading various elements of this tank because it was so easy to modify. That's why we have 2 Centurions in the whole line. Because we have the Centurion 1 and the Centurion 7-1, which is actually the first, but a little bit modified, and the 7 designation actually got the L7 gun, the gun that has the Leopard. The Leopard 105 L7 gun is known exactly for being one of the best guns in the world. You can, in this game, you can have the gun that is right now used in the same version almost on the Leopard 2 tank, on the American Abrams. A lot of countries are using that gun because it's so bloody good. It's so accurate and it just allows on so much damage. You can see I'm just using this a little hill to pound on this Black Prince who cannot do anything. I shoot every 7 seconds, so I'm fairly certain that he shoots faster, but you can see bounce. By giving him a hold down position, he's not gonna do anything against me, honestly. And boom! Straight through the frontal plate. This amount of penetration on this tier is so much. You have more penetration than a King Tiger, for example. With very good accuracy, good aiming time, you can easily make the shots count. You can see I'm just pounding on this King Tiger without a problem. Shooting his commander's hatch, the side of his turret. Whatsoever, I don't care what he has. I can go through it. The only thing that will give me problems is his frontal plate. And he's not showing that to me. Again, side shot. And this King Tiger doesn't have an idea I'm standing here. Look how close he is. He's 74 meters away from me. And because I have very good camel rating, I'm actually able to just stand there like a moron and pound on him. Now I got spotted. This is the moment when I got spotted, and I think it wasn't because of the super Pershing but the IS-3. I saw the super Pershing's silhouette, but he got just dabbed in the face. So I'm being cautious and saying to the guys, watch out for the Ferdinand, because a Ferdinand is quite a beastly tank. So you can see I'm already at 2.3, almost 4,000 damage, without a problem doing that kind of damage. Also Gold is just pounding on the Ferdinand without a problem. You can easily achieve 2000 damage each single game you play if you know how to play this tank. Clownel is going for a flanking maneuver. And you can see now this gun's accuracy. I hit him in the tracks, he gets hit in the back, and it's my kill. Boom, 2 kills. Now I see a Lorient. Now unfortunately I'm not able to hold down, and I cannot see him. But then I sight a T-34 and a Tiger P. I should have aimed a little bit longer. I'm just checking the T-34 if he's looking at me. Boom, I get hit in the back of the turret. Oh no, even not. Look where I got hit. And it was actually a turret ring hit. So exactly below the turret. Now I'm using third perspective. I was using third perspective to get a little bit more view on what's happening on the battlefield. There's the Tiger, but I know I won't get him. So I'm just moving around trying to get shots on the Tiger or the T-34. Tiger is standing there, and look at the accuracy. Just look how awesomely this gun shoots. And again, a bounce from a tier 8 heavy tank, because he shot my turret. You don't shoot the turret of this tank. Now I bounce. I very rarely get the feeling that when I'm shooting something big from a long distance that I'm not able to damage it and kill it. You can see there's no problems in taking shots. If he was standing still I would easily get hits on his commander's hatch. So let's look at another game. So here we have the second game. We're playing on steps. Again, quite heavy tier 8 games, some tier 7s and scouts. But I wanted to show you this game because it was one of those games where all shots flew through. I wanted to show you a game where you not necessarily need to win to get a good score. I don't know what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I'm getting into position. Always with my medium tanks I go to this flank. And you're gonna see some proper damaging hits. First I thought I'm gonna go here, but then I thought no, actually I think there's a better spot for me. So I take a risk, I go over this open field, take a shot on the IS-3 but I didn't hit. And now I come over this little ridge. And this place is hands down the best place for a tank that has to go hull down on this map. The amount of shots that I could take without a problem was astonishing. The auto ridgeline, look how what I see from him and what he sees from me. It's basically very hard to get a shot on the Centurion if he's over there. And I already killed the IS-3, giving us 600 damage. What I wanted to say by this game to you guys, because I see that often happening, that a lot of you, once the game starts going bad, you just neglect the fact that you can have a good score yourself. I'm guilty myself of it, that I like forfeit a game because it's a lost game. I don't want to play it, I don't want to do anything. Straight into the gun pod, awesome shot. And I know I reload faster than the Tiger, but the Tiger isn't shooting, so I try to side scrape, position myself better, and he gets a shot, but by that dinging sound, I know he actually shot with gold into my commander's hatch. Now he bounces again. Now he starts to bounce because he aimed exactly for my gun mantlet. And this Tiger and me have a long relationship in this game. So going back to the point, a lot of you, as well as me, we have the problem that once the game is in like this position where, well, it's 4-4, but you're starting to think there's something not right. That this flank is in a disadvantage, that we probably can lose this. A lot of people just plainly stop caring about the game, stop trying to get good scores, stop trying to do damage. That's a bad thing. Never think that if a game is lost, then that's your part. Your job ended, you shouldn't do anything else. That's the worst thing you can do. Just continue on like you would without it. Boom in the turret rank. Why? Because this game was a loss, but I earned 1.3 thousand experience for a loss. Now I think that's a good score. Most people have problems getting those kind of scores in a normal game with a win, and I easily accomplished this with a loss. If I won this game, I would have gotten about, I don't know, 2.4 thousand. I tracked the IS, that was why it ricocheted, and now I shot exactly in the little armor. So I carefully aimed the second shot and it's better. You can see again, gun mantlet shot. I'm waiting for the Tiger because I know that he's gonna be over there. The KV-5 played a very good game also. I don't have a shot on this guy. This guy again bounced. You can see people having problems with the Centurion's turret. There's not a lot of weak spots that you can aim for, and there's a fantastic shot on the IS-3's commander's hatch. Like, as I said, every shot flew through like that one. Come on! 1 out of 10 chance that you're gonna get a shot like that. And there's the T-28, and my first shot, I thought not to shoot him to damage him, but shoot him to stop him from killing the KV-5. If he shot the KV-5, again, commander's hatch. If he shot the KV-5 would be roughly in a very bad spot. So again, I track him, allowing my guys to take him out. The IS-3, I think he has enough. He comes around. I tried to track him, but unfortunately it went into the tracks but didn't do damage. So I aim for his space armor, not caring for the space armor at all. I have 230 almost penetration. I can go through that space armor like a boss. So I'm at 2.8 thousand damage with 4 kills. Let's speed this up a little bit. Coming around here. Oh, there's the type, and now bounced off. That was just horrible. and I'm waiting, looking that he's going sideways. I take a shot, and what happened there? The shot went exactly into him, but it didn't penetrate, it didn't do damage. It should have killed him. I would have a way longer and easier time with dealing with the other guys. I'm hoping the type kills the M12, but the type failed horribly at being a medium tank and gets destroyed by a bloody artillery tank. Which is at 5 kills, to be honest, and he's playing a very good game. But yeah, you can see that I'm raging at the guy, like saying you fucking moron. Because not being able to kill a guy is just plainly bad. And my Mk.5 friend just died. But I take a hit, penetrate the side of the Type 59 and kill him. Yeah, the KV5 is like saying that he recommends the KV5. He had a very good game, he did a lot of damage in this game. Now I'm just thinking like to myself, what I honestly will get RT'd. But I see MLE and boom! AMX AC 446. Penetrate and kill. I take a wild shot on the Ferdinand and miss. Well, I hit exactly his gun mantlet. Now I tried to aim for the lower plate, but I bounced off of the angle of the commander's, the driver's hatch. And not caring about, I take a shot while moving. Ice hits my engine. I just want to get one more hit out. Hit the Ferdinand will kill me. So that's it. That was the game. 3.6 thousand damage, 6 kills, but we lost. As I said, even though everything was against me, try to play your games perfectly fine as you would without it. Because it can really yield good rewards, and overall it gives your tank stats higher. So that's it for the tank review. If you liked it, hit the like button. If not, well, comment on the video and say what didn't you like about the Centurion. I think about the Centurion review, I think it's one of the best, if not the best, tier 8 medium tank for me. It suits my playstyle exactly how I like to play. I was afraid that the low average damage will be a problem, but it's not. It's just such a fantastic tank, and I cannot wait to get the 7-1, which I will have in about 4 days. So by the time this review will be up, I will already have the 7-1/1. So yeah, that's it guys. Thank you for watching the review, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys next time.